I think from this shot that you can obviously realize that I really enjoy the Armani Privé line of fragrances. Would you like to find out which of these made it to my top 5? Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. I am Angelos and this is my perfume vlog. I am from Greece, I am a fragrance enthusiast, aka Greek perfume aficionado. You are always welcome to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to turn on the post notification in order to stay up to date with any future upload. I would like to start this video with a little bit of a history behind the brand, behind this perfume line. Obviously the exclusive line from Armani fragrances, from Giorgio Armani, and it's called Armani Privé. It's consisting of some other sublines like La Collection, which is the most popular one, the black bottles with the colorful caps like stones or something. There is also another line called Les Eaux, the transparent bottles with the black caps. These are actually eau de toilette. La Collection Les Mille et Une Nuits with the black bottle and the gold caps, the more oriental line. There is also another line called Les Terres Précieuses with the colorful bottles. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them because I didn't quite enjoy these offerings. So, the story behind this exclusive line. This initially came up as a friends and family perfume line for the friends and family of Giorgio Armani, and Bois D'Encens, which was one of these first 4 fragrances, was actually the signature scent of Giorgio Armani himself. I guess they realized that this luxurious line would have a tremendous impact on their very demanding customers and the clientele. Therefore, they launched this line, and nowadays Armani Privé fragrances are consisting of about 30 or so different scents. A very important thing to mention is that Giorgio Armani worked for these fragrances with some of the hottest names in perfumery, perfumers like Christine Nagel, Michel Almarac, Marie Salamagne, Julie Masset, Daniel Andrier, and of course Alberto Morillas. So without further ado, let's move on to the actual list. I would like to give 2 honorable mentions. The only reason these fragrances are honorable mentions is that because both of them are discontinued. Thankfully, the brand released some replacements, but in my humble opinion, they are not the same. You just get a slight idea how these beautiful fragrances used to smell like. First honorable mention is Ambre Soie. Ambre Soie is literally a silky amber. It's the translation, soie is silk, so this is a silky amber. This is a very well blended, and extremely well blended, to be honest. Amber fragrance, it's not overwhelming, it's not very harsh in the opening. The balance for the sweetness and the spices and ambers and labdanum and incense is just out of this world. Christine Nagel made an incredible job here, an incredible job. I can't really describe how smooth this amber is. Thankfully, as I told you, there was a kind of replacement for this discontinued fragrance, and the replacement was Encens Satin. This gorgeous bottle with the blue cap. So Encens Satin is not so well balanced, if I can say. It's more on the sweeter and let's say more incensey sweeter side. I like this perfume, but it's not like Ambre Soie, by all means. Second honorable mention, and this would probably reach my number 1 if it was not discontinued, is Ambre Orient. And Ambre Orient is the bomb regarding amber fragrances. Labdanum. This is straightforward labdanum with a very good dose of vanilla, incense, woody notes, spices. This is incredible. This is actually considered to be one of the best amber fragrances ever created, along with Amber Absolute from the Tom Ford private blends. The replacement for Ambre Orient was Myrrhe Impériale. Mind you, these were not actual replacements. These were more like filling the empty spot. And I'll explain myself because Myrrhe Impériale is also ambery, it's incensey, it is potent as well, but you get tons of myrrhe, obviously. You get the idea, a little bit of Ambre Orient, but Myrrhe Impériale is actually different. At number 5 we have one of the fragrances I mentioned on my top 20 fall fragrances for 2018, and this is none other than Bois D'Encens. I will try to add the link somewhere here or here, I can't remember. Feel free to watch this video if you haven't already. It is a woody, spicy, extremely dry incensey fragrance. And when I say incense, I'm referring to olibanum. It's definitely olibanum, black pepper, vetiver, and a tiny hint of laudanum. The perfumer and the creator behind Bois D'Encens is Michel Almarac. Moving on to number 4, and we have Cuir Améthyste, black bottle and the purple cap, like amethyst actually. Another terrific creation from Michel Almarac. An incredible fragrance if you enjoy powdery, creamy, and at the same time a little bit citrusy and sweat leather perfumes. You have the opening blast with something like an infusion of rose water with bergamot, something like that, and you get the creaminess from the combination of violet with benzoin and vanilla. Some hints of patchouli as well, but it's incredible. It's incredible, and it is unfortunately one of the most underrated and underestimated fragrances out there. By all means, if you enjoy powdery, a little bit citrusy, sweat fragrances, go check this out. Number 4, Cuir Améthyste, and this incredible bottle. At number 3 we have one of the transparent bottles and eau de toilette from the line Les Eaux, and this is Vetiver Babylone. Nowadays this one is called Vetiver D'Hiver. Honestly, nothing has changed. I smelled both of them, I compared them side by side. I'm quite familiar with the Vetiver Babylone because I probably have bought it like 3 or 4 times. I think this is my 3rd bottle. This fragrance is my, let's say, dump reach when it comes to warm weather fragrances. Vetiver misleads you and you think this is a dark or smoky vetiver. This is how we interpret vetiver nowadays, mostly smoky, earthy, rooty, dark. But this one is a citrusy vetiver. A tad creamy, citrusy and spicy. That's what you get. Projection and staying power are not phenomenal in this fragrance. You get a normal eau de toilette performance. You can't go wrong with this one. Bergamot combined with other citruses, I think it's more like a mandarin, and the citruses are blending well with the white musks here and the spices like cardamom and pink pepper. And obviously you have green vetiver, the leaves, not the root, and the dry down with some wood. And again the white musks cover the whole composition. Amazingly blended, amazingly blended. This is a creation from Alberto Morillas, and this number 3 spot is actually connected with my number 4 spot on this list because Cuir Améthyste and Vetiver Babylone, when you layer these fragrances, you get an incredible result. To be honest, I was advised to do that by a sales assistant, a manager here in a big mall which carries these Armani Privé fragrances. A great combination, the creamy sweat with the creamy bergamot and the vetiver and the musk. You have to try this. Thankfully, these fragrances are now being sold in most of the malls or big cosmetic stores, so it's not that hard like in the past. This started as a very exclusive brand, but afterwards they made these perfumes more easy to find and accessible. Number 3, Vetiver Babylone. So we reached the top 2 spots on this list, and number 2, it's Rose d'Arabie From perfumer Marie Salaman, I love most of her creations. She's a very talented perfumer. And this is, once again, an incredibly well blended fragrance. Probably the most popular one from the whole Armani Privé line, the most sought after in perfume related groups or YouTube from the whole line. This is more like a patchouli rose with some sweetness from vanilla, and the oud, I don't think they used real oud, but this is not a bad thing here because the artificial oud accord I personally believe that they used here is blending and combining very well with the whole rose, patchouli, vanilla and saffron, absolutely saffron. We are talking about the perfect balance here, and also the performance here is outstanding. I have to say that this is one of the ancestors of the whole trend and let's say hysteria behind the rose oud creations. If you remember back in 2012, I think all the companies needed to provide rose oud composition, which was crazy. Therefore, don't expect to smell something extremely unique here, but the whole thing that makes this perfume stand out is the good raw materials and the perfect blending and formulation from Marie Salaman. Finally, we reached #1 spot. My favorite, my absolute favorite from my whole collection of Armani Privé fragrances, and it's none other than Oud Royal. This from the first sniff back in 2012, I think, became my signature scent for wintertime and colder months. It worked amazingly well with my skin chemistry and gave me tons of compliments. For me, this is more a sandalwood fragrance than an oud fragrance. Of course, you have a very potent and more potent, in my humble opinion, oud accord here comparing to Rose d'Arabie. You also get a very strong saffron opening, tons of spicy notes and incensey notes. There's definitely incense and a blast of very complex woody accords. Just a hint of rose. There is just a hint of rose that makes this whole composition blended to perfection. Perfumer behind this one is Evelyne Boulanger. I think this is more on the masculine side. I can see a woman wear this fragrance, but I honestly believe it's a masculine, ultra masculine fragrance. Projection is quite decent, like 2 or 3 hours, and staying power 8 or 7 hours, but this is perfect for me. I can't ask for more. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know if you enjoy Armani Privé fragrances, which one is your favorite, or if you prefer some other exclusive lines like Tom Ford Private Blend or the ones from Cartier or Hermès from Hermès, and we will catch up soon. Till the next one. Bye.